Hi everyone, my name's Hillary Wasick. I'm here to share my social narrative. I'm just going to start off with a little disclaimer. I'm at my respite client's house right now, and sometimes he can get a little loud. So you might hear him in the background, or he might pop in. We'll see. But I'm just going to continue talking through it unless he pops in. So I wrote this social narrative with one of my students in mind. He's a 14-year-old boy with autism. He appears to be very motivated to initiate social interactions, but has some trouble continuing that interaction after an initial high five. So we're working on some social phrases. He has one female peer in particular that he appears very interested in, and he has a really tough time when he initiates his social phrases or tries to give her a high five and she's unavailable. So she might be working, or she's watching a video, or sometimes she just doesn't want to talk, which is totally fine. And when these situations occur, right now he's continuing to try to bid for her attention. So she's told him, no, I'm busy, I don't want to talk. And he'll continue to reach for her, he'll try to touch her, he'll try to move what she's working on, he'll stare at her under the table. So these are all things that we're working on right now, both teaching him social phrases to have appropriate interactions and then to tolerate when social interactions are unavailable or he is denied access to peers or teachers, in particular this one peer. So the social narrative I wrote is called Talking to My Friends. I'm just going to read it through to you guys, and then I'll explain a little bit more about what I was thinking when I wrote it. So this is how I would read it to my student. The way that I would probably introduce this is we've just put in a new intervention where once he has bidded for attention from this one peer, if she denies him access and he tries to touch her again, we are having him move to the back table. And just giving him a really simple phrase. She said, no, you need to give your peer space. I'm going to help you. And the move to the back table is supposed to be teaching him to wait for those interactions and to give the peer space. Because the behavior that he's engaging in right now when he's denied access to this peer is inappropriate touching, and we really want to decrease that behavior as soon as possible because it's just not an appropriate social behavior. It's something that's never appropriate, that you can't do at any time in your life. You cannot touch someone if they don't want you to. And if you are going to touch someone, it needs to be in an appropriate way, like a high five, something along those lines. So this is Talking to My Friends. Look, I have this story for you. This is about when you want to talk to your friends. We have the Backyardigans on the cover. Uniqua, Pablo, all your favorites. They are all friends. I love talking to my friends and giving them high fives. That is so fun, right? You like to come up to them, give them a high five. That's awesome. It's really cool that you want to talk to your friends. Here's a picture of you and your friend. Remember when we went bowling? That was fun. Sometimes I want to talk to my friends after I give them a high five, but I don't know what to say. That's tough. You give them the high five and you want to keep talking. If you want to keep talking, some things I can say to my friends are, hi, what are you doing? Do you want to watch a video? Do you like the Backyardigans? Can you come here? Tell me something that you could say to your friend. That's awesome. That's a great thing to say to your friend. What else could you say? Those are good choices. Those are things you could say to your friend if you want to keep talking to them. Sometimes my friends are busy and can't talk. They are unavailable. What are you guys doing in this picture? That's right, you're doing an art project. You're busy. You're working with your teachers. You cannot talk right now. You're doing your work. When my friends are unavailable, I need to give them space. I can fold my hands and say, okay, when they tell me they are busy. I'm going to show you. Okay, now you do it. That's great. So what are you going to do when your friends are busy? You show me. Good. That's folding your hands and saying okay. I can talk to my teachers and give them high fives instead. My teachers are always available to talk. You can always talk to your teachers. Who can you talk to if friends are busy? Teachers. There's you and Miss Melissa. When you went bowling, you're doing a high five. And there's you and Miss Hillary. Remember that day? That was fun. We took that picture together. I am always available to talk. If I want to stay at the table with my friends, I have to give them space. If I don't give them space, my teachers will help me by having me sit at the back table. So this is our fun group table, right? And you like sitting here and working with your friends. And I see you and your friend, and you're giving her space. That's great. Do you see how there's space in between you two? That's awesome. That is a good choice. If she's busy and she's working, we can give her space. What can you give her? Great, space. Sometimes it's hard to wait, but my friends will be available again soon. That is you and all your friends. So once you wait and you give them space, you can see if they are available to talk again. What are you going to do first? Wait. And then what are you going to do? Give them space. And then we can see if they are available to talk again. So that was my social narrative, and that's how I would read it to my student. He has a pretty high level of receptive language skills, but I definitely tried to make this simplified and straight to the point and clear about what I was talking about. I included visuals both of him and his friends, and then also the Backyardigans, which is his favorite show. The black dots are just to protect my students' privacy. But this assignment actually was really interesting because I actually think I'm going to use this, which is why I decided to use pictures of my real students in my real classroom in it, because I think this could be something really meaningful to him. He really likes stories and books, so it's something he already kind of has a foundation in. I really tried to do a lot of visuals, like showing him what the space looked like, showing him a different option, of talking to teachers, giving them high fives, modeling the appropriate behavior when someone says they're busy, giving an example of what it looks like when everyone's working, when that's a time when their friends would be unavailable, and then just some really simple examples of social questions or statements that he can use to interact with his friends appropriately. So that was my social narrative. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. And my friend didn't pop in, so that was great. I hope you all have a good weekend.